Hello again, folks. DJ here. Welcome to my channel. Do settle down with this one. I'm going back to this How to Survive a War Zone, a BBC documentary that's had to be removed because of its biased status and who it used. So the BBC came under fire after its Gaza How to Survive War Zone was pulled from iPlayer for using the son of Hamas's Deputy Agricultural Minister, Ayman Ali-Azuri, as its narrator. This 14-year-old boy, who had appeared in a Channel 4 broadcast a month earlier as the son of his uncle, was now used again, this time by the BBC, to narrate and be the star of their documentary, the BBC's documentary entitled How to Survive a War Zone. The BBC have now admitted that the family of the young boy was paid for the work he did on the documentary for them. Now remember that he was paid for the work he did, and why that's significant will be revealed a little later. The Cultural Secretary from the Labour government, Lisa Nandy, made a statement in which she said the BBC has acknowledged serious failings by them and the production company Hayo Films. The public rightly holds the BBC to high standards of reporting and governance, which is why I will be having an urgent meeting with the BBC chair later today. A spokesman for the BBC also admitted unacceptable flaws in the documentary, adding that the incident had damaged trust in the corporation's journalism. I have a problem with that following statement from the BBC spokesman. After the BBC became aware of the 13-year-old narrator being connected with Hamas, the broadcaster added a disclaimer to the programme and later removed it from its outline catch-up service. My problem is, as I reported above, the BBC now subsequently admit that the family had been paid for the work. Why does that make a significance? Well, you see, when the man or woman wrote the cheque for this young boy, why didn't they notice that the family name, which was evident, why didn't no one notice the name of the family of the boy in particular was the same as Hamas Deputy Agricultural Minister Ayman Ali-Azuri? He had the same name as Azuri. Didn't anybody question it? Didn't anybody think, hang on, I'm looking at this as I write this name on the cheque to be paid. Isn't he the son or relative of the minister, the agricultural minister for Hamas, a terrorist organisation? Didn't he appear on a programme by Channel 4 a month ago as the son of someone else? His uncle, as it turned out, who is a member of Hamas. This is a stupendous error of judgment and omission for an organisation that we depend on to bring us the truth, that it didn't click in their minds. Hang on, the name's the same, let's check it out. After all, we are dealing with a terrorist organisation, and one of the terrorist leaders, his son, it could be his son, is leading the documentary. Not only could be, but was. But then again, what have we got? It's inducive of the BBC they're refusing to label. It's indicative, of the BBC refusing to label Hamas as a terrorist organisation, even though successive governments of Britain have labelled Hamas as a terrorist organisation. But the BBC won't have it. They won't have it. They're terrorist. It's a terrorist organisation, Hamas is, and the documentary was blatantly biased and askewed. A spokesman, now let's look back at that. I'm going to repeat the passage. A spokesman for the BBC also admitted unacceptable flaws in the documentary, adding that the incident had damaged trust in the corporation's journalism. Note, this documentary hasn't damaged trust in the corporation's journalism. The BBC had done that damage of trust in the trust held by the British people long before this propaganda ride to HAMAS at the British people's annual licence fee that's paid for this drivel. Nilisa Nandi, the Cultural Secretary, has said the public rightly holds the BBC to higher standards of reporting and governance, which is why I will be having an urgent meeting with the BBC Director, Tim Davis, today. What will come out of this meeting? What will allay the public's condemnation and the move to eliminate the BBC licence fee that we all pay? Well, that's except the illegal immigrants who get their TV licences free. They don't pay for licence fees. They get it free in the luxurious hotels they're living in, being with their food cooked for them and served to them. They have a wonderful life and free TV. So, what's your comment? What is your comment? How do you feel about the BBC refusing to acknowledge that HAMAS is a terrorist organisation, to have a HAMAS Cultural Secretary of the government, a 14-year-old boy, be the star and the narrator of a propaganda video created in the Gaza Strip where Western journalists aren't allowed in, and which showed a completely convoluted idea of what's going on over there, giving lies out left, right and centre. And tell us your ideas. What's your comments? And would you please press that like button, and so that I know you enjoy, you look forward to these short posts, and the subscription button, because without your subscriptions, my channel will disappear, and I'm very low on subscriptions at the moment. It doesn't cost you a penny, it doesn't cost you a cent, doesn't cost you even a rupee. It's totally free. So why not just press that button, so a subscription button, so I can continue. So until you do, I'm at risk of being deleted. But what I want to ask you is your comments. Give us your comments, and if you do like these short, brief, concise postings, then press the like button, but most of all the subscription button. And come again, I will be here. I will be presenting the next bulletin very, very soon. So until I do, it's bye for now.